So, Tiffany, what's new? How are things? How's life?
Chaotic. As for what's new, let's wait till we get back to the table before I get into that.
Chaotic is right. Have you seen the news lately? They actually managed to take down a Team Rocket base. Can you believe that?
I can totally believe that. Speaking of, did you notice the guy Jenny?
Jenny? Who?
The guy Jenny, the lieutenant.
Oh, yes, of course, him. Yeah, he didn't seem particularly excited about the capture for some reason. The Team Rocket capture.
Kinda sort of dating him.
You got yourself, Jenny, a police officer?
I know, right?
Tiffany! Wow! I gotta say, I'm a little jealous.
As you should be.
So how long has this been going on? Details.
We had our first date last week. Actually, not even last week, 2 days ago. Feels like it was months. Ugh.
Nice. And how did that go?
I think very well. He met my friends and he didn't run screaming. Trust me.
Well,
actually, you have met Ian, so... yeah.
Yep, I have. Your friends are quite a handful, I'm sure.
Mildly put, yes.
Well, congratulations. I'm happy for you, Tiffany.
Oh, thank you. So what about you?
What can I say? Things at work is great. Just a lot of stress. But life is pretty good. Haven't really have much to complain about. I'm trying to decide which masquerade ball to go to on All Hallows Eve.
Aw, well, I will be with Ezra, my adorable, adorable nephew. And my brother and his family too, but yeah, mostly Ezra. Oh, I need to see what costume Ew wants to do. I usually do duos. So who's the lucky girl going to the ball?
Oh, actually, it's just a friend of the family's that my mother wanted me to recommended me taking. So.
Oh, that's nice of her.
Yeah, you know her. She tends to fix me up with a lot of people.
Yeah, I recall she tried us at one point.
They're nice, don't get me wrong.
I hope so. I used to be in that pool. Oh god, the one year they dressed us up as bride and groom for All Hallows Eve. I have to find those pictures. I know they're in the attic of my father's estate.
Nope, not speaking of that. Nope.
What?
Changing subject now.
Because I forced cake down your mouth?
Nope.
Well, you got me back. You pushed me into the bobbing for apples tub. Assuming they've gotten their food, went back to the table now. Okay, the chaotic part, not the being happy over my extremely hot Jenny. So Lobel dropped a bomb on me the other night.
Your dad dropped a bomb.
I know, it's what he does. I should be used to it, but...
What did he do this time? He says he's buttering his roll.
He thinks I'm not his. He thinks I'm the product of an affair Mom had.
What?
No! That was my reaction before getting screamed at to go.
Your dad and your mom had, well, if they had issues, they definitely did a pretty good job of hiding it. I never heard of anything like this, much less your mom.
Have you met my father?
Somebody else.
Or the man that raised me? I should really start getting used to saying that, shouldn't I?
Well, I mean, now that I think about it, your parents were two very different people.
Yeah, I always thought the difference balanced them out, though. Why was I wrong?
They seemed fine to me whenever I was over.
Yeah. Well, again, I think they were also very good at the whole, the mask is on. We will not break the masquerade for anything.
So your father dropped the bomb that you might not be his.
Yeah.
Do you care?
I care in the fact that he might not want a relationship with me going forward.
Well, then that sucks for him then.
Yeah, but still. He's my father. He's the one that raised me. When I was 6, and we were supposed to go on this really amazing ski trip over Christmas vacation, I came home with torchic pox the last day of school. Mom had never had it, Trenton had never had it, so they couldn't come anywhere near me, because it's worse if you catch it when you're older. He's the one that stayed at home with me that year. It was probably the most time we ever just spent with each other. It was probably one of my most favorite memories of him.
Was when you were sick?
Yeah. I don't have that many other really memories that are like that, and is this why? At the same time, why not just tell me sooner? Because I was not an easy teenager, I will admit this. He could have destroyed me with that news, and he didn't, and I gave him every single opportunity to. Was that out of sense of love duty for Mom, for me, himself?
I never pretend to be able to understand the logic or thought processes of parents. I gave up a long time ago.
I keep trying, but I care too much.
See, I think that's your problem, Tiffany. You care too much. Of course, what am I saying? My mom pretty much has me wrapped around her little finger, too.
I don't suppose your mom would have known anything about that back then. Cecilia was like the one person my mom talked to about everything. Or at least how it always came across to me.
I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea.
Do you think she would talk to me if I approached her? Because I'm not always the favorite person.
Would she talk about it with you? I don't see why she wouldn't. I guess.
I'm not her favorite person. She had my Vespa impounded on more than one occasion.
I meant more so that if you went to go talk to her, do you think you can necessarily trust everything she would say to you?
Yeah, that. I am way too much on surface sometimes with what people say.
I personally wouldn't recommend it, but Tiffany's gonna do what Tiffany's gonna do.
Oh, you know me so well.
Yeah, I know. Wine, my dear, he says, as he holds up his glass.
I don't drink. Remember Alcoholics Anonymous? I do not know where one ends.
He nods, and he summons one of the waitresses to give him a rosé, a bottle. Thank you. So, now that you found out the news, what you're going to do about it?
Well, it turns out Wade is actually dead.
Oh,
so even
so you know
if
who
you're
you're
alive, I can't find any. Well, there's always ways to find information. I'm not even sure if he is the father. Is the point? That's just who Belle thinks she ran to.
Well, there are ways we can find out, Tiffany, if you really wanted to find out for sure. At least whether or not your dad is your biological dad.
Yeah, blood test.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that means approaching Belle, and he is one of the few people in this world I'm afraid of. I don't know if you've noticed that over the years.
Oh, no. He's cordial to me whenever I'm at the house, but do I necessarily look forward to having a conversation with the man? No.
Well, it's something to consider. Anyway, other things.
Other things? What else is on your plate?
I kind of got roped into making armor. 5 sets.
Armor?
For Pokemon.
True. For what?
My contest team.
Okay. For a
Yeah.
contest?
No. Well, recently they've been a lot more engaging in activities together, and one such activity led them into a PC to rescue another Pokemon without trainers involved, and if this is going to be something you wants to pursue, wants to keep doing, I feel I should back him, but I want him to be safe.
So wait, are you adventuring somehow?
Mildly. Occasionally. When my friends drag me into it.
Aren't we a little too old for that kind of stuff?
My thoughts!
Going around the world.
But everyone in my group is younger. And I think they think I'm the team mom and I'm not.
We're not 10 anymore. You know,
No.
going off on our own and going on adventures is more of a, I don't know, something that 10 or
The thing I
12-year-olds
didn't
do.
get to do.
Touche.
Which, speaking of,
Well, how many pieces of armor do you need to make?
5, of which I only have 1 cut out. I still need to sew. I need to use the machine at the contest center because it's heavy-duty fabric.
Well, as you know, he says, I did do that boot camp the other summer, specifically on combat armor. I guess I might be able to help you out a little bit if you need some help.
Yes. Thank you.
Is that the reason? Is that the
No.
reason why we're having dinner right now?
No. Did you not hear the part about my father? And all the craziness that is my life? The fact that I'm letting my Grimer go into a computer without me and just other
Alright,
Pokemon?
fair enough. Alright, fair enough.
I have been through some stuff.
Because if this was the reason, I would have to say I'd be proud of you.
Well, I wouldn't be proud of myself. I don't want to use my friends or my family. Reaches across the table and squeezes his hand.
Well, he squeezes back. You and I are very different people, Tiffany.
So, if you're not seeing anyone specifically...
What are you asking?
Pulls out phone, starts scrolling through. How do you feel about psychics?
That's a pretty loaded question.
Very pretty
Psychics.
girl psychic. Holds up picture of Noir.
He looks at it. She's cute.
She is
How do you know her?
and very nice.
Are you trying to fix me up with your friend?
Would you let me? I mean, I haven't checked with Noir at all, so this might come out of nowhere. And she might turn me down before this even starts.
Do we have anything in common?
Me? So clearly you both have good taste.
She's like you. Okay.
She's in my little group.
Okay. Do you think she would be interested in coming to a masquerade ball with me?
I will have to check with her, but I imagine so.
Well, I guess
You want me
everybody
to
else...
call her now?
Everybody else is fixing me up with people, so I
Oh,
feel like it's not really that much my choice at this point.
well, I mean, if you want to remain alone forever, I will not force companionship upon you.
Honestly, I would much rather keep talking about your armor here that you're trying to make.
Okay, armor. Well, eventually you are going to meet Remy Herfennikin, so I can introduce you then. I'll be a lot more natural. I'll let you know ahead of time so you know, prepare for this.
Good.
Okay.
Deal.
Pauses, digs through bag. Here's my sketchbook. I think we have maybe a week, 2 weeks before the next outing for the Pokemon that I know of. So,
Emphasis on fashionable or practical.
I would prefer fashionable, but I almost slipped up and said practical. What is wrong with me? Ugh. I blame my new friends. They're such bad influences.
Alright. Well, if you need something more practical, I can definitely help you out with these sketches. I think that this material could work, but maybe you might want to go with... He starts jotting down some notes. One of those instead. I know a person who can give us a good deal for this stuff.
Okay, I already have some fabric bought, so there's that.
You can work with that then. I'm sure.
Well,
Just
there's
to
always
reinforce it a
supplemental
little bit.
materials we need. One of them just evolved, so I was gonna need a little extra fabric.
Perfect. He'll start, talking to you more about it, and Jefferson actually really knows what he's talking about. Not that you're too surprised. But he believes that between the two of you, you can definitely get this done in more than half the time. Or less than half the time.
Okay,
that would it take for you if you were doing it by yourself.
Last Testament was a week and a half to 2 weeks, so cool.
A week. He could probably get all that armor done in a week.
Well, they both be working
give or take.
Because, both have day jobs.
That's what I'm saying. Both of you together, a week-ish total.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
That is all I had.
Cassie mostly just wants to look at the files that she got.
Yes, I was waiting for that, actually.
Me too.
So you're going to go through all the stuff that you have. You're going to start with the files.
Yeah, so she'll just be, lying on her bed, back against the wall, laptop in her lap, fittingly enough. So.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So they have a file specifically on your, it is a file that contains, information on you. Like, for example, yes, you are a girl, among other things. all that
Very
personal
important.
information. Yes, you are a girl. All that personal information.
Her calendar.
And, it has various notes on your health and your stats and your, abilities, IQ, of which yours is relatively high. And that was before the campaign started. But you start seeing notes that are more pertaining to your father. And some notes on some of the stuff that your father was researching. Mm-hmm. There are photographs that were taken in the basement where your father's lab at your house was. And you specifically see that these photographs are of it's the floor that your father's desk was sitting on. The desk has been pushed to the side, and underneath the desk in the floor is this circular looking, I guess incision is what you would call it, circular incision into the floor. And then there's a note scribbled right next to it saying key ? Cassie ? It's a circular hole. And you start looking around, and you pretty sure that hole or that little incision definitely would fit a magic 8-ball. Definitely would.
Yeah.
Like that one.
That I forever keep on my desk now.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. That's definitely news. No outward reaction at this point in time, but
it seems like Team Rocket definitely are very interested in whatever is locked in there.
And
whatever is locked.
She. Is there anything else in that file in particular?
No. Other than the fact that they are way more interested in your dad than they were interested in you at this point.
That's fair.
Way more interested in your dad's research than they were in you. You have come to believe that, at minimum, the reason that they wanted you back at the Team Rocket base was not just so that they could address the desertion, but also because they wanted to get the key from you. Mm-hmm. So they could access your dad's whatever that is in his office.
His secret laboratory, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting.
Are you going to examine anything else?
Yeah, I mean, she'll continue going through the files. Like, that's probably... She's expecting that to be the most significant thing, and it's definitely sticking in her mind. But at this point, they're in Saffron, and that's in Pewter. So she'll just have to keep that in mind for, the future week.
What are you doing with the plates?
Oh, those are still at the moment in the PC.
That's still in the PC. Okay,
Yeah.
so you haven't
So
done
I mean,
anything
like,
to
if
replace
you
it.
went to her item storage, there would just be, you know, one basic ball.
Sure.
But one of
Sure.
but it contained everything.
Sure.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I figure they'll discuss it more like when they all go to sleep. Were there any other things of note that she had copied?
Nothing really of significance,
Okay.
I would say. Although, I'm sorry, there is notes that you got from the laboratory specific to the serum.
Mm-hmm.
So, the serum is an enhancement. It is administered by injecting into a Pokemon, and the Pokemon basically become the Hulk.
Okay.
So they become very strong. Their stats go up. It's difficult to control them, but it's not impossible to control them.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the serum that they acquired, not only are they trying to reproduce the serum, but they're trying to make it so that the Pokemon will be able to be commanded, because that was one of the things that academy was trying to perfect, was being able to essentially make super soldiers out of the Pokemon. The origination of the serum actually was first created from a specific strain of the Pokerus virus.
Ah.
And you will actually see images of the Pokerus virus that were actually first brought into the laboratory as capsules, as medicine capsules.
But it was that little boy's fault.
One thing that catches your eye, though, Riz, is that the capsule looks just like the capsules that you saw in the dream world.
Oh,
The
behind the
Pokerus
door.
capsules.
Ah.
Looks exactly like them. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Then if that's all, I guess that's all for that scene, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So going to the deli with Anthony.
Okay.
To, Hallow Diner.
Go eat.
Yeah. So call Felicity over. Hopefully she's working or she's at the front.
Yeah. Well, hey there, baby. Looks like you've got yourself another friend.
Hello, Miss Fortune. Yes. We're just hanging out. Just he's passing through town. I met him on the road. Just figured I'd bring him to the best deli in town, where people feed you like family in here.
Well, yes, of course. We pride ourselves with treating every customer just like family.
And what would you recommend a stranger to town would eat that is the best on the menu?
Well, she says, that depends. First, I would probably ask if you're going for something sweet, salty, maybe even savory. Sweet, Anthony says. Sweet. Well, are you looking for something that's more fruity in flavor, chocolatey in flavor? And Anthony will say, chocolate, maybe with some peanut butter. Chocolate and peanut butter. I'm sure I can make something like that. We've got a chunky chimchar, which is their version of a chunky monkey, which is basically like chocolate and banana, but this one has peanut butter in it. We have a chunky chimchar, and Anthony will say, chunky chimchar. Those are actually my favorite. Oh, she says, yours too? Yes, chunky chimchar is a great favorite amongst my family too, especially amongst my nieces and nephews.
Yeah, so he's new in town. By the way, this is Felicity Fortune. She's probably the best lady you can meet in this place. Felicity, this is and he looks at Anthony. He's like, this is Wick. Wick, Felicity.
Wick he will hold out his hand, and Felicity will say, well, pleasure to meet you, Wick. A friend of Chase's is a friend of mine. Anthony will smile, and as he shakes her hand, and the smile will disappear after he finishes shaking her hand. So, I've got a chunky chimchar, and for yourself?
I'm going for steak.
To Chase.
I've lost a lot of energy today. I need to recuperate. Just a lot of exercise.
I'll help you out there, she says. And it's going to be at that point that the TV is going to be showing the TV on the wall is going to be showing the coverage of the Team Rocket base being hijacked, basically. And Felicity's going to say, "Ooh, Team Rocket? Finally, those suckers went down. It's about time, too, that those Jennies managed to do something right."
What?
And
What do you think?
I mean, Anthony doesn't really like. Anthony notices. He flinches a little bit, but he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, those terrorists. I know they always get up to things, and they never put people first.
She says, "Well, I don't think we have to worry about them for a long time. So this calls for a celebration."
Indeed. Like I said, the best. It's on me. Lux, of course. On Zips. Whatever this little guy wants, of course.
Oh, of course, yes. What would you like?
I want the steak. Lux wants something spicy. I'm sure you got something out there that's pretty cool. That I don't know how Lux is going to tell you.
We'll get. I'll make something special.
You always seem to know what Lux wants. So.
I'll come up with something. Don't worry. Oh, all right. I'll put this order in, and she'll go.
And then
seems like a nice enough lady, Anthony says.
She really is. I almost treat her like family myself. And he'll keep quiet until the food gets back before continuing, unless Anthony says something.
No, he's not going to speak unless spoken to.
Okay.
It's a very awkward situation between you and Anthony right now.
And I mean, Chase is acting as if nothing has happened, of course, and he can hold back pain pretty significantly. So it's okay. He's a completely different person when he's around Felicity, or in public. So the food will come out. Gets the food. He takes one bite of his steak, and then he asks Felicity for the bill just so that they can leave whenever they want, so he can pay it. Of course. And then, he leaves some money on the counter for Felicity. He takes another bite of his steak. He slides his plate over to Anthony, and then he puts 1,000 Pokebucks in front of him, and he pats him on the shoulder, and he says, "You're in control of deciding whether you tell her or not that you're her nephew. You're in control if you want to tell her your real name. It's not my choice. You have a path. I'm going to let you start it here. Here's some money to get you started. Just remember to stay on the path of light, Anthony. Remember, you're in control of who you decide your family is. A good family starts with a good individual." He pats him on the back.
He doesn't say anything, but he seems to have absorbed everything you said. He seemed to have listened to everything you said. And then do you just leave?
And then I leave.
Okay.
Basically, it's just before she goes to bed, she's going to kneel down beside the bed and put her hands together and pray. She's kind of awkward about it, and then goes, "Okay, it's been a while." So she'll go through the basic spiel of listen to gods and what they govern over, and then she'll go, "To you, I thank you for easing Remy's pain. Thank you for doing that. It really means a lot, and thank you, and thank you all the gods who have given us gifts and allowed Cassie's mother to come back safely. And thank you for not letting anyone die today. I know you're not who lives and dies, but you have a power. And thanks for looking out for us today and the team. It's been a while since I prayed. I haven't prayed since I've got to this world. I don't know if you know that. Probably do, but from a well then. I don't know if you're the same gods as from that one or if you're different little gods, but I hope your intentions are good. I don't know if all this is a test, a punishment. I'm not really sure what you want from me. When something is given, it's only a prize. So if there's a prize, just don't let... All I ask is just don't let Remy and Fabian be the one to pay it. Don't punish or hurt them for my mistakes. Well, I hope I've been doing whatever you want us to do. I'm not really sure what you want, but thank you for your help. Amen. She goes to bed.
Okay. Cool. And Tiffany.
Yes. So, time to drive back with Cassie and Cynthia in tow?
Sure.
For simplicity's sake, can we just say there's a return place for the van so she doesn't have to go all the way back to Saffron?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, on the ride over, doesn't have to be RP, just very quickly asked. Going to tell Kyle about today? Apparently you did run into him. What does he know? What can I tell him? What can't I tell him?
I don't know exactly what he knows. I wouldn't necessarily advise telling him everything, but he might have stopped you.
This was your mission? Just because I disagree on leaving him out of it? Well, clearly I'm leaving Madison out of it. Who? Was it just you're in the base? Do you seem surprised you were in the base?
Here's how I see things. If he doesn't ask, I don't think that there's any reason to tell him.
Well, I kind of want to talk to my boyfriend. I don't want to start this off on a lie. As much as I value your friendship, Cassie.
Hey, I didn't say you had to lie. Quite the opposite, actually.
It's still a lie.
All right. You do what you want, then.
Okay. Sorry. I just didn't want you to get blindsided. Plus, you're going to be in my apartment tonight. I don't want to find out you're one of those kids that likes to take bowls of warm water and dip people's hands into it.
I'm not that much of a kid. I'm just saying...
Not according to your mom. She had some great stories. Glances in rearview mirror. Cynthia's asleep, I'm assuming. She had some great stories.
That will glance at her mom, too, before looking back up at Tiffany. And her expression has changed from... well, frustrated to more like, oh my gosh, what did she say kind of thing.
Okay. Then the
stories, huh? Like what?
Oh, well. No, I think I'm going to sit on them for a while. Hope you don't mind. Yeah, you don't need me to tell you your childhood.
You're a terrible person.
I am. You're just now learning this?
All right, fine. Keep it to yourself.
Eventually it'll come out. The truth always comes out. Just a matter of how.
Just mind the situation.
Be honest and upfront about things.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm sure you have the best at heart here.
Yeah. Always. Haven't you figured that out by now?
Right. You play your games, and I'll see how I can fit in. How about that?
Do I have to hit you with baby doll eyes to make you like me again? I will. Hey, I flirted one of the twins into saving my life in that base.
Are you saying that you think you could seduce me?
Maybe not with your mom in the van and both of us sort of in relationships. Unless this is a challenge.
No, I was just trying to clarify.
Cassie, you are very dear. You are not my type.
I could say the same.
Thank you. Pauses, thinks about that for a second. Then the next thing would just be calling Kyle unless Cassie has more to say.
No, I think we're good.
Okay, so you are calling Kyle.
Yep.
All right. We'll pick up. Tiffany.
Hey.
You all right?
I have a bruise where I got punched by a Team Rocket member. I'm questioning some of my decisions.
So you were in there.
Yeah. That's why I'm calling, because I don't want to start a relationship with lies or secrets. I'm sorry.
That's a good idea with me.
I'm sorry Cassie didn't want to bring you in on this sooner. I disagree with her decision on it, but at the same time, it's her mom.
I think of everyone in that group, Cassie definitely trusts me the least.
True. I'm still sorry I couldn't tell you.
I understood why.
That's good. Yay, we're not broken up. Yay. Although that would be a record for me.
No, that would not have been your fault.
Hmm.
None of that would have been your fault.
That.
I can be very understanding.
I know.
For some reason, people don't seem to realize that.
I think it's the seriousness. They see that first before they see the rest.
Tiffany, am I part of the group?
I hope so.
It doesn't always feel like that.
Oh, sorry. Well, again, we can't bring it out. If it were up to me and we could bring people in, our Pokemon would have been there from day one.
I just want to be useful.
Oh. Well, you will get to listen to me whine. And besides, you're still down for Johto, right?
If you need me there, I'll be there.
Of course. Well, yeah, of course you're going. How are things going with your ranger contact?
I spoke with her. She says that she might be able to give us clearance to leave the border, but she needs time. Getting an approval for something like that, even if it's from a lieutenant like myself, is not something that they take lightly.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the rangers themselves have to be the one to decide who does and doesn't leave the border. Okay. It might take a few tries. We might get rejected. We might get rejected the first try. I see ourselves having legal clearance to leave the border at best 2 weeks. At best.
That's good. That'll give me time to finish armor. Maybe start on making something for the humans as well. Does Sniffles have armor? I'm assuming he'd be coming. Okay.
I have something for him.
Good.
That 2 weeks' time definitely can be put to good use, however.
Yeah, there's all the planning to do, supplies to arrange. Need to speak with Cassie about that lovely little toy I saw her use. Silly question.
Go ahead.
When you did your whole training thing, like, I know nothing about guns. And I literally had one under my chin. And where it was, I don't know guns, but I know anatomy. If it had been a standard bullet, it wouldn't have killed me. However, it was a fire gun.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need further arms training or something. Because I really miscalled that. And if the other Team Rocket member beside her had not taken a fancy to me, I would not have a face right now. Pretty sure it would have gone burned off.
Sorry to hear that, Tiffany. I didn't realize.
Yeah. It sucks. I worry I'm not having the right reaction at times.
Training can be given, yes. If you would like to have more training.
Yeah.
Perhaps even some hand-to-hand would be useful as well. Some holds, or there are ways of incapacitating somebody who has you by gunpoint. Yes.
Alright. Because I love my group. I do. I just worry when things pick up like this, I can't keep up, or I make stupid calls, or things just escalate as quickly as they do. Because one day we're talking about Johto, which is, it's going to happen, but it's off. And then the next thing I know is we got 3 days and we need to go into a Team Rocket base, and the non-combatant is walking into a Team Rocket base with only her quick wit to keep her alive. I mean, I make the most of that, but I know.
I think you should give yourself a little bit more credit. Granted, what you just did was
Really stupid.
Stupid,
Let's
dangerous.
taunt the terrorist.
But I've seen the things that you guys have been capable of, and I think you're capable of a lot more things than you think you are.
Thank you.
Which is why I'm putting a lot of blind faith in all of this.
I know.
To the better of my own personal logic, I suppose.
I hope we're not pushing you too far.
Quite the opposite, actually. Quite the opposite, actually. Do you know what Vivian Kearney, Governor Kearney, did today?
Held a press conference. You looked very dashing.
She put me on a pedestal. She said all of that was thanks to me. She was trying to put all of the credit, well, she shared a lot of it, but she was trying to put all the credit on myself. And me, I didn't really do much of anything.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I couldn't do much of anything because I wasn't really informed about it ahead of time.
I know.
You all were able to take down that base without my help.
We still need your help for JoJo, though.
If you need help, I'll help you.
I just need you in general.
Well, that's nice to know. Thank you. I'm not trying to be a whiny person, but it would be nice if I'm either included in the group or not, and I'd rather like to know that up front, just so that I know how to go about this moving forward.
Alright. I think that's more than fair. I will bring it up with everyone tonight.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm glad that everybody's safe.
Yeah.
And things are better.
Well, there's still an issue with Cassie's mom. She's kind of brainwashed.
Oh.
She thinks Team Rocket's the bestest thing ever.
Well, we will... If you need help with that, let me know.
I will let Cassie deal with that. I'm sure she will love talking to you, and if she doesn't, I will hold her down and tickle her. Because I know now her she's ticklish because her mom told me. It's very susceptible to ideas.
I don't think that'll be necessary, Tiffany.
Oh, I think it might be.
If I'm going to gain Cassie's trust, I want it because she actually trusts me, not because anyone's forcing her to.
Oh. Fine. Don't do that over this. Be something else some other time. It's late. We should probably both sleep.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you for being there.
Of course. I'll talk to you later, okay?
All right. Night.
Good night. And line up. Okay.
And now sleep.
You guys will go to bed. You will emerge again in the dream world. Just the 5 of you. I don't think anyone else, just the 5 of you. And one of the doors is glowing, of course.
Cassie, go get it. I'm assuming it's the rocket door. I just realized we did not clarify that.
It is the rocket door. I believe the rocket door was Emerald, if I remember correctly. Yes, I believe Emerald was the rocket door, if I remember correctly.
Cool. She will go open the Emerald door.
All right. You will go open the Emerald door, and once again, you will see the silhouette of a legendary Pokemon, this one being Rayquaza. And you will be given the following new gift, which is different, different from what's in the book.
Yay!
Yay!
This one is called Weather Control. So you can activate this as a standard action, and it gives that person for 15 minutes to control the weather within a 1 mile radius of yourself. You can make it rain, you can make it snow, you can make it hail, you can have heavy winds pick up, you can have there be a sandstorm. You can have it be sunny. You can have it be a sunny day. And you can change said condition every 10 seconds if you really wanted to. You can suppress it if you'd like to. You can suppress the effects completely. But regardless, after 10 minutes after you activate it, the effects will wear off. And as usual, nobody else will be able to use it once you use it for that day.
Okay, so once per group, once daily.
Yes.
Last 10 minutes, standard action.
Yes.
Okay.
Fog is also another. You can also make it foggy.
You said you could change it every 10 seconds. Is that like so every third round? Every round. Oh, every second. Okay.
Every round. You can change it every round if you wanted to change the weather.
Okay.
Every round.
Would
whatever.
Change be a swift or like a free action?
I would say swift.
Okay.
I would say swift.
Cool. Good to know.
Oh, is it the person who activates it though is the one in control for those 10 minutes?
Yes, that person. Mm-hmm. That one person activates it, and it's now in your Pantheon gift sheet.
Yay!
3 doors left, I think. 3, 1,
All pills.
2, 3.
The other one for Noir? I don't remember what it is, sorry.
I mean, so we have the wall one, which we assume is Johto.
Oh,
we have
right?
the pills one. We have the Cassie's room one.
And we have the ring
Cassie's
one.
room.
And you have the hoop one.
And the hoop.
Yes.
4.
So there's 4. 4 left.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have leads toward Cassie's room one now.
You do.
You guys ready to discuss some things?
Well, there are also
Yeah,
4
do you mind
tablets.
if I go
in
first?
Johto.
No. Go ahead.
Kyle!
Wait, what was Shay saying?
I said there are 4 tablets in Johto as well, and 4 doors left.
Okay.
Okay, Kyle's a little niff that he got left out. He's happy we're all safe, but if we keep leaving him out, he is going to change how he handles us. And I would rather keep an ally than burn one, especially one I like a lot.
Well, what does he mean when he says change how he handles us?
I did not pry. It's late, we're both tired. It was a good conversation overall.
Sounds pretty childish.
He is sticking his neck out for us a bit, I'm guessing.
Quite a bit, yes. He's been talking to his ranger friend. We might be looking at 2 weeks before we can move.
Okay. Molly, you
which
alright
works
with that?
Well, it doesn't matter if I'm all right with it or not. If that's the time we have, then that's the time we have.
Okay.
Molly's like pacing around, like somewhat erratically, walking.
I just mean
Walking.
there are ways past the wall without having to wait for legality issues.
Yeah, if you remember, Tiffany, I don't know if you caught it, but Kyle specifically said legally.
Legally.
He said that's how we'll get
Tiffany
through the
is
wall, past the
lawful
wall
good, though,
legally.
so to her, that is the only way forward.
But just a mere fact that he said that word when he didn't have to say that word. That's what he said, legally. Get through the wall. But go ahead.
Well, another side of this, guys, is I still need at least a week and a half to 2 weeks to craft armor. I was able to draft Jefferson. He's going to help us.
Good.
So that's just that.
Well, we should make our time useful, and
Yeah.
while we're talking about friends and allies and stuff, and Molly's going to manifest Keith Carmel's card. So I ran into this guy the other day. I was in Noir's cafe, feeling kind of sick. I stopped for a drink. This guy, she's trying to remember how it's pronounced. Keith something. Keith. He's a writer. He's a journalist guy. He has a
Carmel?
Yes, Keith Carmel. Keith Carmel. He's a writer. He has a Murkrow.
Yeah, Inky.
Yeah.
It's kind of the reason I have you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he mentioned that he had family in Johto, and back when it fell, and he's been wanting to go back to do an investigative report from Johto. But I figured if we're bringing in other people into this, he might be a good one.
Well, how do you think he would be able to help our cause? I mean, I see benefits, but mostly for on his return, bringing news back to the public.
Well, I mean, if he's a journalist, that means he does a lot of research, right? He might be able to get some info for us.
But he could do that without coming along.
Well, I mean, we can discuss who comes and who stays later. For now, at least, I think he would be a good resource.
No, that's fair. I just think one thing that we need to consider is that if we take too many people, it might seem like a threat crossing the border.
Yeah.
We don't want to seem like we're trying to start a war or anything.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so having a journalist on our side wouldn't be a bad thing, research-wise at
Well,
least.
at the least we can do case, or worst case scenario, if you can get us pictures of his parents or loved ones he wants us to look for. If we run across them, we try.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be willing to try. I know it's a slim chance, but then again, everything we're doing over there is a slim chance.
We get toys from the gods regularly. Or legendaries, or whatever they want to classify themselves as.
Molly gets that look on her face again. Doesn't say anything.
You okay?
Doing fine, just...
Because you kind of weren't fine in the base with the blood. And we didn't get really to talk about it because, new people, I was going to make friends.
There's a lot that I'm thinking about. It's just the base is one thing, but Johto, it's a whole region.
Yep.
We don't know where to start. We don't know how it's going to end. We don't know. We don't know if the Rays are even alive.
And we don't know if we're going to come back.
We don't know if any of us are coming back. Yeah.
Which is going to raise my biggest concern. Anyone know anyone who's willing to take in a kid? Potentially forever, potentially a few weeks. So, I want to go, but I can't.
I will make no promises, but I am spending all Hallows Eve with Trent and his family. I can ask. I make no promises, but I can ask.
And once we see about my mom, there's always that potential.
True.
Thanks. I'll see if I can help with your mom, but the Dr. Pearl said telepaths can help, I think, so maybe the payment.
Yeah, could we talk about that in the morning?
Yeah.
Thanks.
By the way, Molly is pacing around, like, kind of going to all the doors, and especially the Pearl door. She's like standing there. She'll sit down in front of it, stand up a few minutes later, keep walking, come back to that door, sit down again.
Chase will approach Molly when she gets to her door and sits down. And he will sit down in front of her. He looks perfect, by the way, here.
He looks perfect. Okay.
Really?
All right.
All the little sparkles.
Yes, no
Very
blood,
shonen.
no cuts. What's going on? What are you thinking about?
She stares at him. She says
Are
nothing.
you thinking about us maybe not coming back?
Something like that.
Your
Maybe.
parents not coming back?
Yes, definitely. This is huge, Ian. This is huge.
It is, and we're a family. And we gotta be prepared to bleed for each other. It's the greatest sacrifice we can do for one another. We lose
Molly.
ourselves.
Molly seems to calm down a little bit at that, and she says, when we first started this whole crazy adventure, I didn't think I'd gain 3 sisters and a brother.
Aww.
And once again, Kyle is left out.
He's a half brother.
He's not an official part of the group.
He's the redheaded stepchild. You're not a PC. Kyle, you're not a player.
He's the sister's boyfriend, so it's a bit awkward.
You're not a
Good
player
detective.
character. We don't care.
Next season.
Like, the difference for Cassie is that he's not in the dream world with them.
That's true.
And Molly, after she says that, she keeps staring at Chase, and then she says, "Actually, yeah, there's something we need to establish." And she puts her hands on her knees, and she stands up and she starts walking toward the Alpha Omega door.
Okay. As in, leaving? So are you leaving them?
She's
Okay.
leaving. If no one says anything, she's just
And
gonna
yeah,
march.
were they able to hear the conversation?
I assume
think-
so.
I assume so too.
That's my awe.
Unless you were being really quiet about it purposely.
Well, maybe Cassie and Noir were off having a different conversation. Something going on.
All right. Well, Molly's about to go out. Molly's about to leave the dream world. So unless anyone says anything or does anything.
Before you go, Molly, just want to mention something about Charlie and Moxie.
Yeah.
I don't know who these people are here, but where I'm from, they were part of a terrorist organization.
What?
Oh.
Well,
That
Yeah,
makes things interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
so was Cam.
Huh.
Cam?
So, since they mentioned Cam, I seem to know him. Cam, last time I saw her, well, she turned a new leaf, but I can't be sure that she was pretty sure what she was doing with the terrorist organization was the right thing until it's really extremely obvious that it wasn't. But they went along with it for a while. I don't know what they're doing here. And I don't know what they're doing with this, what Cam's doing with Charlie and Moxie, but I don't know if it's good or bad at this point. I once trusted Cam, but Cam isn't always the best person to trust. So, you should tell Madison to keep an eye on her brother. Keep him safe.
Okay. I'll let her know. Molly's obviously lost in thought, and without saying another word, she's actually
Sorry
going
to
to
interrupt.
turn back toward the door and keep going.
All right. Nobody's stopping her, so she's gonna leave.
I think we can continue most of this talk in person. We don't have to always meet here to make plans.
Looks at Chase like, this is a first?
Are we saying we're done here then?
Yes.
We're done here.
Wow,
Yeah,
I
we're
was
gonna have to
expecting
talk.
a lot more. All right.
That's why we'll meet at your apartment. 9 a.m. Great.
Yeah,
My
yes.
apartment, or because Cassie's with
Yeah,
me?
Cassie and ours.
Okay. Yay, commuting!
I love waking up early.
Also, I might have work tomorrow. It's Thursday.
I also have work tomorrow. I can't take every day off.
I also
Yeah.
have work tomorrow.
See you at 9 in the morning.
Evening? Could we all do evening?
I can make dinner. We can do dinner. Because we're up for it.
Chase, are you gonna go crazy if we meet in the evening instead?
I'll see you at your apartment at 9 in the morning.
You son of a bitch.
Well, actually, no, you won't,
Unless
because
it's
she's
baby month.
late, so
8
we're
then,
in another
fine.
city.
8 in the morning. Sunrise is at 6:57. I'll start walking.
Have fun.
All right, sleep well, everybody.
Okay. Next morning.
Right.
So-
At what time?
So,
Chase starts calling everybody at 6:58.
all
Tiffany
right.
ignores it.
Wakey, wakey.
I guess Cassie would answer.
Molly
Is
would
it anything
answer.
significant?
Go ahead.
Molly, are you meeting at Noir's this morning? Think you want to talk to us about something?
Molly,
Are you done?
Molly pauses, and then she says, "Yeah, we need to talk, but not in any apartment." And
Are
she,
you
there's
saying as a group, or
I'm
you just
saying
talk to
as
me?
I'm saying as a group with all of the Pokemon. EM,
Would you prefer? Go
do
ahead.
you know of any just open spaces or like a big open field or something?
There's the park.
All right. Let's meet there. I'd prefer to meet there at night, though.
I don't think anyone agreed to meet at Noir's anyways. So I guess we'll meet at night.
Perfect. Could you let everyone else know?
Yep. I just learned how to text. And he hangs up.
Wonderful.
Okay.
What did we do, Shay?
So you're not meeting in the morning, so you're all going to do your day jobs.
Okay.
What is Ezra's favorite Pokemon? If Tiffany is making a costume for Trenton.
Glaceon.
Glaceon. Okay. He is getting one of the footy pajamas Glaceon costumes made then.
Well,
hoodie.
Ezra's going to dress up as Glaceon.
Well, so
I think
it's
the rest
hoodie
of the
then. Well,
family
then,
is. I think the rest of the family is trying
Glaceon's
to
an
dress
Eevee
up.
evolve, right?
I'm sorry.
Glaceon's evolve is Eevee.
Right. Pretty much, Ezra likes all of the Eevee evolutions. The favorite one being Glaceon, which is what
Okay.
Ezra wants to be. Is a Glaceon.
Okay, I thought you said Ezra had the costume. It was Trenton that needed it.
Trenton's the one that needs a costume.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Trenton basically was implying that his wife is going to be dressed as a Sylveon. He was thinking of a Leafeon.
No. Eevee.
That's what he was thinking. You want him to
Eevee
be
will
Eevee?
make a costume.
You can make him an Eevee costume if you want.
Yes.
Okay.
She thinks it's funny.
Yeah, you
People
can do
not
that.
so much, but he does not tell her things.
Okay.
Maybe one day he will evolve. Hence the joke.
Yes.
But I'm
I like
pissed.
it. I'm assuming that we can fast forward to the next evening when you guys have your meeting. I'm assuming.
I mean, can we just say?
Actually, I don't need to RP it. I just want to ask real quick, because Tiffany would call Molly about this. Can I bring Kyle? He feels really left out.
Molly will think about it, but then she'll say, all right, sure. Tell him to bring Sniffles.
Okay. Tiffany will text him, hey, free in 2 nights. Or no, is it the next night? Or is it this night?
Next night.
Next night.
This night.
Free tomorrow night. Team is meeting. You could bring Sniffles.
Coming night.
As in All Hallows Eve night?
Not All Hallows.
The night before All Hallows Eve.
That
two night, and then tomorrow
night, which is two
night. Put that in front of calendar in front of me.
You will invite Kyle, and he'll say he'll meet you guys wherever it is you need to meet tonight.
Okay, I'll give him the park then. Okay.
Cool.
Well, Cassie was going to speak with Noir. It doesn't necessarily have to be roleplayed. She's basically just going to, use sonic analysis to try to determine whether Noir actually could help her mom. So she's trying to gauge her own power potential and stuff. And she analyzed. Anthony.
Could. She just needs to find out how psychic therapy works.
Okay. Well then, with that knowledge, Cassie would just tell her so. So do with that what you will.
Yep, I'll try and find some way to find out that. I'll get on it.
Okay,
that's me, not Noir. Noir would do finger fingers.
Yeah.
Noir, from off the top of your head, well, roll a paranormal. Roll a paranormal, please.
Okay. 18.
There's 2 people that you believe you might be able to get a lead on information on psychic therapy. You could either A, talk to Dr. Pearl, or B, talk to Sabrina. Either of those 2 you think would give you some information. I'll let you decide who you want to talk to.
Yeah. She probably... She does actually have a card that Kyle... Oh, wait, no, she gave that to Molly.
Kyle gave you a card. Oh, she gave that card to Molly? Okay. I mean,
yeah,
you can easily get
Molly asked for it.
I'm sure you can get that information somehow if you needed to.
Yeah. She was probably Googled Dr. Pearl, and she probably called Dr. Pearl and like...
There is something, yes, before the night thing.
Also, I would like to do a quick roll just to see how well Tiffany does on the costume for Trenton.
Sure.
Intuition?
Sure.
20. Not bad.
You can dress him up and people will mistake him almost for an actual Eevee. Almost.
They're just very tall.
Just a very tall actual Eevee. So tall that a Team Rocket might want to capture him if Team Rocket was the thing right now.
Well, that's why Tiffany is there. Obviously, she's going to protect him.
Yes. I don't think Team Rocket's going to be a thing for a while. So.
Yay!
Speaking
good!
Yes.
Speaking of this talk of Team Rocket, I was also going to ring up Lieutenant Kyle and Jenny, and because you remembers when they came back from Castelia City, finding out Team Rocket actually went into the house and tried to kidnap her, so she's going to let him know that. And with the base scene, it's like, yeah, this is awkward. There's a lot going on. Remy was sick, so yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
Team Rocket was at your apartment?
Oh yeah, the Pokemon told us.
Then we either need to relocate you or have somebody guarding your apartment 24/7.
Great. Also, apparently they tried to kidnap me because they thought it was me too, but what?
They thought you were a Mewtwo?
I don't know why they thought that.
I'm not sure either.
Pokemon lost translation. Nevi was the one who did the translation.
At any rate, Miss Sinclair, that's what I suggest. I suggest that we either relocate you or we provide you with some protection. But that's completely up to your. That's completely up to you. We could also do nothing, but that's not what I would suggest.
Yeah. Fabian's finally settled. I don't really feel comfortable about taking him away from his home and then also going to Giotto. Like, he doesn't need to move as well. So maybe just protection. Sorry about taking so long to do this. It's been very stressful, as you might have.
Understood.
Thank you.
We can have someone posted by our apartment for the next. We'll try it for the next week and see how things go.
Thank you.
Hopefully, with the base being what happened with the base the other day, hopefully Team Rocket's going to be laying low for the time being.
Yeah, that would be good.
All right, Miss Sinclair.
Well, see you later.
Happy to help. He'll hang up. Was there anything else Cassie was going to do today of note?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so it would be that evening after she got back from work?
Yep.
Okay, cool.